Good evening, students. Today I will be discuss here the base and peak load power station. The changing load on the power station makes it load curve of variable nature. The load on the power station can be considered in two parts, namely base load and peak load. Show the relation in between the load in time in hours as shown in figure. In order to achieve the overall economy, the best method to meet the load is to interconnect the two different power stations. The more efficient plant is used to supply the base load and is known as the base load power station. The less efficient plant is used to supply the peak loads and is known as the peak load power station. There is no hard and fast rule for selection of base load and peak load station as it would depends upon the particular situation. For example, both hydroelectric and steam power station are quite efficient and can be used as base load as well as peak load station to meet a particular load requirement illustration. Show in this figure the relation in between the load and the time in hours for high flow day and low flow day. This gives the relation in load division hydro steam system. Requirement of plant supplying base load. Minimum operating cost, continuous supply of the load, capital cost of the plant should be minimum, requirement of plant maintenance should be minimum. Plant should be such that it can be easily located near the load center. The number of operators required should be minimum. The spare parts etc. should be readily available. Hydroelectric power plants operating cost is minimum, maintenance cost is lower, initial cost is high and can't be located near to the load. Steam power plants capital cost is more, can be located near to load center, maintenance requirement is slightly higher. Diesel power plants due to limited generating capacity, it is not used as a base load plant. Nuclear power plant initial cost is high, limited availability of fuel not favored. Whenever they are constructed are used as a base load plant due to constant supply. Requirement of a plant supplying peak load. Low operating cost, minimum capital cost. The plant should be capable of being started from cold condition within minimum time. In case of emergency, the plant should have the capacity to withstand the load peak load for some time. It must have the quick response to the change in load. Hydroelectric plants can be considered as a peak load plants and it can be easily started, no fuel required. Nuclear power plants, they are not used as a peak load plants, and diesel power plants can be used for peak load plants. Easily start from the cold condition, number of auxiliary required is limited, so less maintenance. They have good overload capacity. They have high thermal efficiency, therefore the less operating cost than the steam power plants. Interconnected grid system. The connection of several generating stations in parallel is known as interconnected grid system. The various problems facing the power engineers are considerably reduced by interconnecting different power station in parallel. Exchange of peak loads. An important advantage of interconnected system is that the peak load of the power station can be exchanged. If the load curve of the power station shows a peak demand that is greater than the rated capacity of the plant, then the excess load can be shared by the other station interconnected with it. The use of older plants. The interconnected system makes it possible to use the older and less efficient plants to carry peak loads of short duration. Although such plants may be inadequate when used alone, yet they have sufficient capacity to carry short peaks of loads when interconnected with other modern plants. Therefore, interconnected systems gives a direct key to the use of absolute plants. Ensure economical operation. The interconnected systems makes the operation concerned power station quite economical. It is because sharing of load among the station is arranged in such a way that more efficient station work continuously throughout the year at high load factor and less efficient plant work for peak load hours only. Increased diversity factor. The load curve of different interconnected station are generally different. They result is that the maximum demand on the system is much reduced as compared to the sum of individual maximum demands on the different station. In the other word, the diversity factor of the system is improved, thereby increasing the effective capacity of the system. Reduce the plant reserve capacity. Every power station is required to have standby units. However, when the several power stations are connected in parallel, the reserve capacity of the system is much reduced. This increases the efficiency of the system. Hydroelectric plants in combination with the steam power plants. The hydroelectric plants can be take up the load quickly and follow the peak variation much better than thermal plants. When the runoff is sufficient, in monsoon the hydro plants is used as a base load plants and thermal plants is used as a peak load plant. The thermal plants is used as a base load plant during the drought period and the hydro plant work as a peak load plant. Show in this figure the combined operation plant. The figure 1 represents the hydro plants used as a base load plants during the normal runoff in interconnected system, and figure 2 is represent the hydro power plant used as a peak load during the drought period in interconnected system. Both are quite different. With the help of this figure, we can easily get the difference in between the base load and the peak load plants. The greater reliability of supply of consumers when one of the station fails operates the consumer can be fed from the other station, thus avoiding the complete shutdown. The overall cost of the energy per unit of the interconnected system is less. There is more effective use of transmission line facility is higher voltage. Less capital investment required, less expensive for supervision, operation and maintenance. Spinning reserve required is reduced. The spinning reserve is any backup energy production capacity which can be made available to the transmission system within 10 minutes notice and can operate continuously for at least 2 hours once it brought online. Combined operation plant. Hydrothermal scheduling and hydrothermal scheduling is performed in order to find the optimum allocation of hydro energy so that the annual operating cost of the mixed hydrothermal system is minimized. Combined operation of the plant, the hydrothermal scheduling method in constant hydro generation. In this method, the hydro generation is kept constant throughout the operation period at such a value as to use the desired amount of water. The remaining load is met by the steam plant. Load on the steam plant keep on varying from time to time. Constant steam generation. In this method, the steam generation is kept fixed throughout the operating period. The remaining load is supplied by hydro plant. The steam generation is kept fixed at such a value that hydro generation would use the desired amount of water over operating period. The hydro plant operate on varying schedulers. Maximum hydro efficiency method. In this method, the hydro plant during peak loads periods are operated at maximum efficiency. During off peak hours, the hydro generation is scheduler so that desired amount of water is used over the operating period, and hydro plant works near the point of maximum efficiency as possible. The remaining load is met by steam plant. Now repeat again, maximum hydro efficiency method. In this method, the hydro plant during peak loads period are operated at maximum efficiency. During off peak hours, the hydro generation is scheduler so that the desired amount of water is used over the operation period, and hydro plant works near the point of maximum efficiency as possible. The remaining load is met by steam plant. Okay, thank you.